Well, it's really cool. I mean, there's several things that always get better and better every year. I mean, the general scope is, I'd say, it's the same, but resolution's gone way up. I mean, 4K is pretty not uncommon. LG has their cool flexible screens that are coming out. They have sort of the clear glass or the see-through LED boards, which are really becoming awesome. And of course, all I call it the Coke machine glass, and those are getting really cool looking. So the software steps up too. One thing I have to say, a lot more integration to a lot of applications. We call them like the add-on products, right? We still want to say, how do you add in the weather seamlessly, or how do I integrate the door sensor, depending on what kind of weird thing you want to do with your digital signage, or activity when you walk in front of your sign. How do you want to get the response? To use beacon technology to talk or read or sense people. A lot of them are trying to get into facial recognition, so now the demographic is sort of a male, female, approximate age and that type of stuff, so you know who stops at your sign, so you can tailor your marketing towards that person. So it's getting pretty interesting what they're trying to do here. It's really what's neat about the outdoor stuff is it's just mostly LED boards. The LCD has still the limits, and again, outdoor probably not much bigger than 55, 60 inch, but with the LED boards getting to that 1.9 millimeter, which means it's almost visually perfect 6 feet away, and I couldn't imagine getting 10 feet away how awesome that must look out there. You get a big full LED board, like they do in New York or something like that. So I could really see that's taken off, and there's so many vendors doing that, the price really is starting to come down, so it's getting to be almost affordable for everybody. So another year, and that'll be an awesome thing to get. It's always how you're using it, right? So there's several aspects. If it's just wayfinding, then it's directional. So then you typically put them a little higher, unless you make it interactive. Then usually you do a static sign that shows generally what's happening, and then the interactive sign, we can tell it what you're trying to do and where to go. If the commercial side, if they're trying to sell products, then it's all about selling products. So it just kind of depends what you're trying to do, but it's all really good stuff. And most products do handle the scope of all those different industries or verticals, I'll say. We've expanded, and we made a couple portable signs. So we have more exiting signs. So they're on carts, or basically cars. So you can drive them out, prop them up, set them, just turn them on, they run on their own. So that's been helping a lot. And then we've upgraded some of the LED boards so we get higher resolution, a little bit bigger. Everyone wants a little bit more. So in our industry, we're in the conference center versus the grounds. We put bigger touch screens in there, so we're at 70, 80-inch touch screens in each of the meeting rooms now. So there's no need for projector or any of that stuff. And outdoors, we just have just the larger LED boards that are just helping out. Basically uses wayfinding, and that's where I think certain companies like E-Ink with their static boards that take no power, I can really set up the sign and just leave it there in place and not have to worry about power or anything, and it works just fine. So we're kind of just expanding on that and some of the different varieties of manufacturers that are showing up here. Yeah, we have pig races, we have goat races, they have a goose race or something now. They always do something a little different. So the big thing that seems to be really popular is we have a farm of all the things. In LA, you don't know what farming is because we're all asphalt and concrete. And so we grow crops, and I'm looking to actually get digital signage in the crops. So every 6 weeks when the crops rotate, the kids or the school classes can look at the signs and understand what it is, arugula or grapes or whatever's growing there, and then when they pull it out, we just change the sign, right? You just electronically change the sign. You don't have to reprint and recut or make these signs anymore, and that's kind of what we're trying to do for them, which would be really cool. The Kohl's and Walmart, they all have the little LED signs on the products, but how do you go through and do it on an outdoor application where you change it all the time? Just with the battery life, they last almost forever anyways. So with the new ones, they have actually Wi-Fi integration built in there. So now I just basically walk by, give it the number code, and changes the new product, and it just updates it automatically. Pretty cool stuff. It's down to motion. I think that's the big thing this year. I mean, it's always been static signs, they change. So it looks like it was like a PowerPoint for years, and I'm like, oh, it looks great. But now that you put integrated motion behind with text overlay on top of that, that grabs your eye, right? Especially if you have the newer fancy ones that they always have the ones where the person looks at you as you're walking by, he always kind of wigs you out a little bit, but you always get that. The key is always that 3 to 7 second bit of motion before it freezes, shows you the thing, and then changes to the next transition, whatever they're trying to show on that. So it's really kind of motion's kind of the direction we're trying to go in integrating all that together. So you have to have also live video because you want to integrate all the aspects. Like if you're getting really sophisticated, you have the game playing, and you'd also have the weather outside if it's important, or a forecast or upcoming events, anything like that. It's pretty easy because the technology changes. You may say a monitor is a monitor, but every year the changes in technology alone in 12 months is pretty phenomenal. Even what's coming down the road, a lot of stuff here that they show here isn't available yet. It won't be out for maybe another year, but you get to see it first now, figure out how you can integrate it, plan on it and get ready for it. I mean, that's kind of the neat thing about DSE. It's sort of on the cutting edge on a lot of the aspects. You know, you still have the standard stuff, but they also show a lot of the cutting edge stuff, which will be happening here in the next 30 to, 2 years. 30 days to 2 years, there we go. This industry is engaging and links you to what really needs to be done in the real world.